There is another attitude you have to discard and unlearn completely. And that's the attitude, I never asked for this. Okay, let me give an example to you. Let's say you're driving. You're on your way to a cinema to watch a movie. Whether it's the new Jurassic Park movie or whether it's some Kung Fu movie, whatever. You're on your way to the cinema. On your way to the cinema, you encounter a traffic jam. The road is packed with cars, nobody can go forward. And now, instead of waiting for the traffic jam to be over, you go against traffic, you go off the lane, and you drive. And later the cops arrest you for endangering the public on the road. And then you have to appear for the judge. And you tell the judge, Your Honor, I never asked for the traffic jam. I just want to get over there. So because I never asked for it, I'm not entitled to, I'm not obliged to get along with it. And nobody's entitled to expect me to deal with it because I never asked for it. Do you seriously think the judge is going to let you go free? You may even get a harder sentence now because of your arrogant and narcissistic attitude. Or let's say now you're outside, okay? And suddenly someone faints. And this individual faints. And now people are calling the ambulance. And are you going to be upset when the ambulance is there with all that noise? Are you going to say, well, I never asked for that individual to be born and to end up this way, so they don't have to call the ambulance, I just want to be left alone? Do you seriously think people are going to take that? No. Now let me tell you one thing. This I never asked for attitude is narcissism. It's you not wanting to be responsible for what you do with circumstances in life. It's you just want to escape and to black out without anyone telling you anything. Just think about it. When you encounter a situation that's uncomfortable, what do? You admit you're uncomfortable. But you also admit that just because you're uncomfortable, it doesn't mean that other people are wrong. It can also be there's something wrong with you. So whatever goes on, you need to find out right now what goes on, and you have to be active in the present. But what do a lot of people do? When they get uncomfortable, they either explode on other people to discharge the frustration. That's how they get relief. Or instead of exploding or attacking, they just leave. They ghost everyone. Well, that's a dysfunction. Because if you ghost those people just because you were upset and you now are involved with other human beings, those other human beings are going to ask you, are you going to do the same thing with us too? Anytime you feel uncomfortable, just ghost us or attack us? Nobody's going to take that. So people who have this I never asked for attitude always come up with some type of excuse that makes them look like the victim. Why? Because if they don't come with an excuse that makes them look like the victim, they'll be exposed themselves for how unstable, how unreliable they are. Whatever you ask for is irrelevant. Life happens. You need to deal with things as they are. And by dealing with things as they are, you now can work towards a solution where things are better in the long run. But you can't get the long-term benefit nor the long-term solution if you don't participate in the present. A lot of people want to just escape or explode and expect long-term benefits to come. You are delusional. Yes, you are. You are delusional because you cannot have long-term benefits if you don't participate in the working out of those long-term benefits. But that's what a lot of people want. They just want long-term benefits on their terms without them having to participate in the outworking of the long-term benefits. So they just want to escape. But if you just want to escape, you'll end up dysfunctional and you end up haunted by dysfunction. So if you insist on escaping, because you never ask for the challenges of life, then keep on escaping and take the dysfunction and take all the hauntings. But no, people that want to escape all the time, they now begin to externalize the pain and look to blame for someone else for it. Now, I'm not saying others are not to blame if there's a bad situation. If they are to blame, they are to blame. But just focusing on how much they are to blame is not going to help you. You should be constructive and to deal with things. But hey, if you insist on escaping, then you're part of the problem. No matter who else is wrong or not, does not matter. Even if nobody else is wrong, or everyone is guilty, does not matter. You have the attitude of just want to escape is wrong. Okay, sometimes you need to leave a situation for your own safety. Then you do that. But you're not going to develop the mindset that you just want to escape all the time. Now, if you insist on escaping all the time, that means you insist on dysfunction. And here's the thing, you also affect other people with that dysfunction. So you come with the attitude, I never asked for this. But here's the thing, other people also didn't ask for to be affected by your dysfunction of always fleeing. Oh, but here's the thing, when other people have this attitude, I never asked for, and they're dysfunctional, and their dysfunction harms the community, now you get pissed off and upset because it affects you, and you just want the ease. But when you do it, for some reason, it's all right because you have your reasons, others have to take it. So in your mindset, it comes down to everyone else has to take the harmful consequences of me escaping all the time. So everyone else has to deal with my dysfunction, but I'm not obliged to deal with anyone else's dysfunction. I think we have a word for that, narcissism. So this I never asked for attitude, it won't get you anywhere in life. It won't. Learn to deal with life as it is today. If you insist in escaping from the present, then do not complain when the dysfunction overtakes you. Do not complain when premature death is coming near you. Do not complain when demons begin to haunt you. Do not complain when sickness and diseases overtake you. Now, I'm not saying that everyone who was overtaken by disease or sickness is because they were fleeing. Because sometimes you suffer as collateral damage of someone else's evil. That happens a lot. However, when you insist on escaping, then you're guaranteed that disease and sickness is going to overtake you at some point. So, if you persist and invest in darkness, why complain when others do the same? If you insist and persist in darkness, and you also take it when you are slapped around and victimized by their negativity, okay, then you'll be consistent. But when was the last time you saw a consistent dark individual? I'm not talking about dark of skin color, I'm talking about dark of mindset. When was the last time you found any human being operating in darkness was consistent? It doesn't happen, because operating in darkness implies you're inconsistent. It implies you're contradicting yourself. Everyone else needs to make sure they leave you alone and you are at ease. But your neglectful attitude is something they all have to take, because you will it, and nobody has anything to say about your will. Listen, you deal with life as it is in the present. That does not mean you agree with how life is today. It doesn't mean you endorse how life is today. It doesn't mean you should continue in the future how life is today. But you are here today. You're alive today. You can only act today. So you deal with things today. By not dealing with things today and by not being present in your life, you are neglectful. And by neglecting yourself, you're also indirectly neglecting everyone else around you. So this whole idea of free will, private lives, privacy, and all of that is nonsense. Everything you do affects other people. So other people have the right to demand and expect things from you, as long as what they expect and demand from you is justified and is in harmony with the will of the Heavenly Father. This whole mentality, don't tell me anything, I will what I will, and you just take it. Even demons don't approve that attitude, because nothing works when people have this attitude. I don't care what you ask for, because what you ask for is what you expect. So asking for things has to do with your expectations. I don't care what you expect. Your expectations must line up with reality, how it is today, and your expectations ought to be Christ-centered. The Heavenly Father is under no obligation to honor nor make room for any expectation that is not in line with His will. And no human being has the obligation to tolerate your will and what you want if your will is out of sync with reality and if your will is harmful in the long run. Simple as that. So, your refusal to deal with life in the present, your no against whatever has no legitimacy just because you want it or because you decide on it. Let me repeat that. Your resistance, your refusal, or your no does not bear any legitimacy just because you said no or just because you don't want something. In life, you deal with life as it comes. That does not mean you accept, you tolerate and endorse everything. It doesn't mean you never address things. You do, but you do it in a constructive way. That's how it should be. So unlearn this, I never asked for bullshit. What do you ask for? You ask to be in a state of ease unconditionally without any obligations with other people. This is what you want. And you want it to happen on your terms. Everyone has to shut up so that you are at ease. What the heck is that? You are delusional thinking that the Heavenly Father is going to ride with you, having such a dark, reprobate attitude. I'm not saying you are a reprobate. I'm saying that your attitude is reprobate. If you are reprobate, then repent. Even though I'm not sure if you're going to do that if you're already a reprobate. If you're not a reprobate, unlearn this reprobate thinking. When was the last time the Heavenly Father had this I never asked for attitude? Now, God did inform that He never really intended for the Israelites to do animal sacrifice to Him. But He never had this attitude, well, I never asked for anything. No, that's ridiculous. God dealt with the situation for what it was. When was the last time Christ told us to adopt this I never asked for attitude? It's nowhere found in Scripture. It's a worldly, narcissistic attitude of people who don't want to be responsible in daily life. Though it's an attitude of people who just want to escape at all costs. So they're holding on to a satanic restriction that brings forth misfortune. Now, you complain about the misfortune you encounter in daily life because you want to be left alone. But why are you persisting and investing in the same satanic restriction that brings forth the misfortune you can't stand? Oh, it's because when you enact the satanic restriction, it gives you some leverage of other people to exploit or to sabotage them. That makes you feel like you're in control. It makes you feel like you are a god. You want this idea that you are this sovereign entity that can will whatever he or she wills and everyone has to take it. So for you to catch your high of relief, it's okay for you to enact a satanic restriction. And the misfortune comes from it, well, it's other people's business how to deal with it. But when others do it, now you are the big victim on a crusade for righteousness. Get out of here. Cut it out. You deal with life as it is. That's what the Heavenly Father instructed us to do. And listen to me, believers. You will never benefit from any promise nor any provision from the Heavenly Father if you have this leave me alone or I never asked for attitude. Christ is not endorsing it. And it won't get you anywhere than misfortune. And it won't bring you friends either. Because even if this attitude brought you friends, it will be a bad company to begin with. So participate in the here and now. Well, that's it for now. Keep on agreeing with Christ and be at peace.